you go.
The tagline of our ministry is a new passport. There's still the old passport, it's still being used. The old passport is about debt, it's about budget deficits, it's about a very weighty civil service. And we have got no grudges with the people who are still using that old passport. Only that people who are seated here today have agreed to acquire the new passport. And Your Excellency, we welcome you today to also acquire the new passport, so that we can be able to share the opportunities that we have to drive this country forward. We have agreed with these people, and you have given us tremendous support, that we don't have a problem of opportunities. Opportunities are there, and we have shared opportunities to partner with APTAC and with the financial industry, the pension funds, SACCOs, insurance companies, Islamic finance institutions. So opportunities are not the problem. We have agreed on opportunities in the road sector. That is why I brought my customer, CS Murkomen, whom I'm trying to convince to also take up the new passport, because somehow kidogo amekwama na ile passport ya ile ya zamani, yeah. And my partner in the new passport, the provider of money, CS Cherugui, whose circles are here, Sasra is here, who are partnering, and I want to tell you, Excellency, that the SACCO industry, the SACCO movement is right inside this initiative to partner with the pension funds and insurance companies in providing this solution. We have got also PS Singa, who is away, and CS Zachary, they are away, but they are part of this initiative as consumers of providers of the solution within our housing, our special economic zones, our EPZ. Most critically, as Chris Hooker said, our privatization program, which we have requested that we fast track the repeal of the privatization law, so that we can be able to free up the opportunities that we have with Kenyans to share into this. I've been having discussions with a lot of our foreign partners, and they are really very happy with this initiative. I just had a meeting today with the American ambassador, and he has confirmed that the pension funds and the mutual funds from the US are watching this very closely. I'm having discussion with other foreign countries who also want to give us their pension funds, their private equity, their mutual funds to come and partner with this framework that is really freeing us from the old conversation. So, safari imeanza. And now it is no longer talking. I normally talk a lot, but I will not talk, because what these people have more is less of words and more of money.
Your Excellency, when we talked, you told us to walk the talk. You challenged us to stand and be counted in the economic development of our motherland. You challenged us to move out of our armchairs and make our hands dirty in creating a decent lifestyle for Wanjiku and other Kenyans. Your Excellency, you told us that it is not a privilege to be in business, but we needed to go out there and demonstrate our values by using that position to add value to Kenya. As we did that, Your Excellency, you reminded us not to leave anyone behind, and we have not left anyone behind. Your Excellency, you followed this call with a commitment that you will personally follow through our action plan. And your presence here is a testimony of that commitment. We cannot thank you more, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, you have also given us a brigade and a battalion, and sometimes we wonder whether, Your Excellency, you have done some blood transfusion in your government. Honorable Moses Kuria must have taken a part of your blood. We have not slept since the 10th of October working on this initiative. He has even given us a tag name of this initiative because he doesn't want it to die. That's why you see Sanduku here, Your Excellency. Your CS, as Treasury, Professor Njuguna Ndungu is also one of us, and he also been infused by your execution of programs. Your entire government, including the 2 CSS you are with here, have also borrowed that queue from you. It will be a shame if we let that privilege go down without taking advantage of it. Your Excellency, the people you see here are businessmen. They are trustees entrusted with pension schemes and pensioners' money, and we do it for a return. And we assure that, and you have assured us that you are not lost for that call. And you will support us to make sure that we do make those returns as we create impact to Kenya. I now have 1 minute, Your Excellency, but I must say, we have followed your mantra of planning with execution, and we formed a small committee. That committee has developed a product which we have presented to you, Your Excellency. We also identified some key constraints, and you personally unlocked those key constraints so that we may have a product which can create a return for our people in the pension.
Your Excellency, we're very happy that through the intervention and initiative of your CS Moses Kuria, you have really ignited the market. And you have actually put the capital markets at the very center of the transformation of this economy. We do have a very, very well-established market. We rank among the top 5 in Africa, but we have never utilized it this optimally. And products such as the REITs, Your Excellency, is actually the most efficient vehicle to aggregate assets of these trustees. We are bringing in market a concept that was actually set up in the 1960s. It's proved, tried, and tested, so we're not actually experimenting with a product here. We launched this product in 2015, Your Excellency, and to date we have aggregated assets of close to 20 billion. These are in three different REITs. Very soon, I think Jose Akili will be bringing his REIT. And so it's something that is gaining currency, and we can use it to develop more. The development REIT is a unique one to Kenya. It's not been tested anywhere, but we have also used it to develop, one of our organizations has used it called Econ to do the Kwetu hostels, and they're using a D-REIT, which is very, very successful. So we're very happy to be at the center of this. We are going to utilize this product. It has benefits, it has tax benefits, and we are sure that once the trustees onboard this, Your Excellency will be able to accelerate the program that you have. And we have also got many other products, Your Excellency, that can be utilized by the government to, again, access pension fund assets. And we're going to see how we can work together towards that. So ours is to thank you, and at an appropriate time, we'll bring you a red jacket to signify how important you are to us in the market. Thank you, sir.
Your Excellency, KDC, as you know, is one of the government investment arm. We are committed to be part of the Sanduku initiatives that was started by the ministry. Our part is mainly to mobilize government resources and support the enterprises in terms of long-term and short-term funding. And for me is to call upon the players in the industry, especially the pension sector industry, to look at the projects and programs that are ready under Privatization Commission that needs for us now to divest, Your Excellency, from mature investments so that we recapitalize KDC and also support the government priority projects. Our objective is to identify the projects that are within the government high priority, high impact, so that we support the economic and social transformation according to the Kenya Kwanza agenda. So we are fully aligned, Your Excellency, and we are part of the Sanduku initiative. We will be sharing with the participants here close to 7 hotels in the tourism sector. We have 3 investment ready in the manufacturing sector. We have 2 also in the finance sector that are investor ready so that we actually divest. They are mature and ready for any investor within the pension industry to now come in so that we use that fund now to recapitalize and support government priority high impact projects.
47% of your pension savings from your schemes, you put it in government paper. And I want to say thank you very much for supporting us. I also know that we have some huge pending bills owing by government institutions, by public institutions, that is owing to pension schemes. And I want to undertake, because I am looking forward to a win-win relationship between you as pension managers and administrators and trustees and us as people who work in the public sector. And I want to commit. I have told your leadership that I want to agree with you on the monies that our parastatals, universities, public institutions owe you. I want a framework where we will make sure that we pay all that money in the next 2 years. That we have collected money from your members and we have not remitted to your schemes. I think we just need to right the wrongs and make sure that every money that we have collected, every money that is due to our pension schemes must be made available to our pension schemes, to the SACCOs, and to all the other infrastructure that help us with savings in the country. So, Mr. Chairman, I'm looking forward to you and the ministry working together between the ministry responsible for investment and the ministry responsible for pensions at Labor and Social Security, working with you to ensure, including the Ministry of Finance, so that we can provide a framework where we can settle our bills with you so that you can continue the good job of ensuring that your members, your contributors, have savings for the present and they have a retirement to look after. And you can do that much more efficiently. I have instructed the Ministry of Finance to work with all the other ministries so that we can shave off 300 billion shillings from this budget of this year. It's not a simple assignment. It's not an easy thing to do, but I promise you we will do it because it's the right thing to do. We will have to delay some of the projects we have. We will have to postpone some of them. We will have to relook at some of the interventions. I have seen reports that we have slowed down on trips abroad and many of the other things, and made sure that we are removing the fat from our budget. I promise you, because I will not be the president that will continue the journey of taking our country into debt. It's going to be a difficult choice, but I don't see an option. We just have to make those choices. So, and we are going to rationalize the budget and be able to look at what else we can do even next year. I have also given instructions to the Ministry of Finance that yes, we will go to the market, and if we find that in the market we cannot find money at 10%, we will go back and relook at other sources. It's not possible for us to borrow at beyond 10%. Anything 12, the last borrowing that we did was at 14%. That is unacceptable. And that's the trajectory we are going. I don't know whether it is good news for you. I don't know whether it is bad news, but that's where we are going. I'm sorry, gentlemen and ladies. because this is your country as well. I don't think anyone seated here would approve us to continue borrow and take our country to debt in a way that is not sustainable for your country. So if your country goes the wrong way, you have no other country to live in. This is the only country you have, unless there are people here with dual citizenship. Going into the future, we will have to find alternative mechanisms of raising funds in a way that is responsible. Our revenues are only 14% of GDP. We have countries that go all the way to 30, 35%. But for the size of our economy and for our region, I am very confident that we can do between 22 and 25% of our GDP. And I have every intention to ensure that our Kenya Revenue Authority and all of us work together so that we can raise sufficient revenues through our taxes to be able to take charge of our development and to be able to progressively get our country away from huge debts that we have today. It is the moral thing to do, it is the right thing to do, and I am asking you, as I ask all of us as Kenyans, to work together towards doing that which is right and ensuring that we raise our percentage of revenue that we collect from 14 to 20, 23, 25%. That way, we can raise our revenues from the current 2.1 trillion to between 3.5 going into 4 trillion. That will give us sufficient resources to be able to run our development programs, to retire our debts, and to set the correct footing for our country. Because we can do it. It is possible for us to do it. We just need to work together, be disciplined, get things right, everybody working together in a synergized manner. We can get our country in the right place. And I have every intention of providing the leadership for us to get there. As we work on reducing debt and borrowing and raising revenues so that we can fund our development and reduce government borrowing, we will give more space for borrowing by business, by entrepreneurs, by the private sector, so that they too can fire the engines of our growth. Because continued government borrowing at the level that we have is squeezing out the private sector, denying the private sector the resources to be able to drive their enterprises and the economy of our country. We are also working to make sure that as a country we raise our savings. At the moment, it doesn't matter how you look at things, it could be anywhere between 10 or 12%, depending on what numbers you are working with. But we should be able to do better than that, possibly double our percentage of savings as a percentage of GDP. We should be able to do that. It is possible, and we can work together towards achieving that. We're working with the teams to make sure that we provide pathways and interventions and a framework for Kenyans to do more savings as they do business. For example, we have built around the Hustler Fund that it's going to be a fund that is not only going to promote affordable credit, but it is intertwined with a savings component in it that is also mandatory. Because that way we can begin to build our savings as a country. I want to simplify your investments. I know many of you, you go buy a piece of land somewhere, it is controversial, you go to court, you spend so many years in court. Many Kenyans also, over the weekends, you find them, going to this place and that place looking for this 50 by 100. Many of them are conned. Some of, we have so many brokers, not the ones like for the stock exchange, but the other brokers who sometimes are fraudsters. So we want to make sure that we help Kenyans from being conned in looking for plots left, right, and center. We also want to assist you instead of wasting all your time looking for pieces of land this way, that way, and the other place. We want to consolidate all that in our housing program. And we will make affordable houses ready for you to either sell to your members or invest in for those who want mortgages on long term. We will sort out all the challenges for you. We will make sure that you have a ready product. You don't have to look for pieces of land left, right, and center. You don't have to go quarrel with people. You leave that to us. We will do that for you. We will give you a ready product. All you need to do is to move ahead with it. I don't think you could ask for more, honestly. I know many of you here seated here. Some of your pensioners have been conned, fake plots, fake titles, fake this, fake that. So I'm giving you an offer that you participate with us in our housing program. We have already negotiated affordable houses. We have, as you are aware, we have a backlog of 2 million houses. We have a shortage of 200,000 houses every year. And we want to make at least 60% of the 200,000 houses that should be built in Kenya every year to be affordable houses. We will have a small section of social housing. We want to work with our pension schemes to make it easy for you to invest by giving you a product that is ready, investment grade. That's what this Kiliman keeps telling me. You must give us a product that is investment grade. So I am offering an investment grade product to the pension schemes. I'm making things easy so that you can invest and we can all secure the resources of your contributors because they are our collective national resources. In our infrastructure, we have several roads that we want to construct and some that are halfway done. We want to work with you, and you have many professionals here. The good gentleman who spoke about this gathering, they said, these are people who are tested, they've gone to class, they have been examined, and they have passed the exam. So I do not have any doubt in my mind that we have the requisite knowledge for us to structure an instrument that you can invest in our infrastructure development. I have available every year from the Kenya Roads Board about 40 billion shillings that I can pay you every year. Ring-fenced. It's not, we are not, and it is in its own account. It's not part of the money I use to do other things. It is dedicated, and I want to agree with you how I can pay you these 40 billion shillings every year if you give me the money to be able to finish these roads and to do infrastructure, which your members will use. I want the good people, the intelligent people. You know, some of us are not as intelligent as the people here. So let them sit down with my good minister here. I brought Kipchumba Murkomen here as the minister for roads so that he can listen to what we are saying. He is ready for us to have a conversation. How proud will you be if you can not only make your pensioners benefit, but also contribute to developing your country? You can proudly say, we built these roads. That is the win-win relationship I am looking for from you. I am told you are the people who make the decisions. I was talking to some other people and then they told me, no. There is another group, another gang called trustees and administrators. Those are the people who make the decision. So wakati nilisikia ati mmekusanyana hapa nikasema wacha nikuje. I have said, going forward, I will not be borrowing, but I am ready to borrow from you. Yeah? Because you are doing a good job. And I know the ultimate beneficiaries are the citizens of our good country, many of them in doing many small jobs. So you are the people I want to work with because I know ultimately the beneficiaries are the people who deserve the kind of returns that we are going to work with you. So, nimekuja hapa tukubaliane na nyinyi. Nyinyi mko na pesa, lakini mimi nataka niwaombe hii pesa yenu tusitumie kusukuma hii nchi iende kwa madeni. Tutumie kutengeneza nchi ambayo iko na infrastructure ambayo itafaidi wa Kenya wote. Kama ni barabara, ifaidi wa Kenya wote. Kama ni manyumba, we already have 6.5 million people living in slums. I was in Kibra to begin to progress the slum upgrading project, where we are building the next 5,000 houses, and then we'll do another 5,000. God willing, by the end of my term, I want Kibra to be a real estate, not a slum. We're going to succeed if you guys agree to work with us. Because you are the people who make the decisions on the other side. And I am the person who makes the decision on this side. We can finish this meeting here. Sindio? Hakuna haja ya kwenda tena kuongea sijui wapi nini, you know, unless you guys are not persuaded, because you know this is our country and we must push it in the right direction. We can do this thing together. We can do it if you agree that we relook at it. We have enough professionals here who will make sure that they can structure the right instruments for you to invest and for us to grow our country. You want an opportunity for your pensioners to get a fair return, but you also want to be part of the development of our country. And that brings us together. We will make the necessary adjustment. I know somebody has asked me whether we can change the Employment Act to provide that every employer must provide for a pension scheme for their employees. I think it is a very reasonable thing to do so that we can make sure that employment provides for the present and the future. Provides for the present and secures the future. And that pension scheme should be mutually contributed between the employer and the employee so that we can all move together. I will give it very serious consideration, and you will hear from me shortly on that particular subject. Do not shy away from making proposals to us on what can improve this space. You are the practitioners, you are the professionals, you are the wearers of the shoe, so you know how it feels where. So we are going to work with you, and I'm going to provide as much avenues for us to consult and to work together as will be practically possible. Our stock exchange is something that we need to consider in terms of also raising capital in many other aspects, and it also acts as an avenue for you to be able to release some of the investments you make. It can also be shared and democratized with the people of Kenya so that everybody can have a piece of our wealth. And we are going to rationalize the budget and be able to look at what else we can do even next year. We have to balance things out. I know high interest rates are good for your members, but this is also your country. So if your country goes to the market, you're also aware that our borrowing is now in the region.
Our principal objective is to act as a representative body. And at this point, I would like to recognize them by having them stand so that they can know the care of society. Are they here? Yes, we have. I know I saw some deep somewhere. Yeah. Thank you very much. Also, all the regulators. And we have all the regulators, CEOs standing so that you can be seen. We seek to provide a multi-stakeholder platform for deliberations. Policy makers like yourself with a distinct aim of improving the pension industry. Our membership comprises, the industry has been engaged in discussion on areas of mutual benefit for both the members we represent as well as the government, ensuring the maximum attainable social benefit for our members and communities and within the right governance framework. Access to basic housing and sanitation, lack of access to truly universal health care for every citizen are just but a few of the rich is bright, and other examined benefits in us will breathe new life into the economy and yield a positive and inspiring future for all Kenyans for many years to come. If we have to turn the tide around, it is possible. At APTA, we stretch under battalion, and sometimes we wonder whether Your Excellencies have done some blood transfusion. That pension funds across the world are actually the real key partners of the governments of those countries, and the UK, where pension funds have really made a big difference in social housing and affordable housing. You will personally follow through our action plan.